Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. Do your own research. So today I'm just going to be reviewing probably just Bitcoin, honestly. I mean, Bitcoin is really dictating the entire price action for the entire market given everything right now. So let's just get to it. What we're seeing right now is we see this 200 EMA on the 4-hour acting as resistance. I was pretty confident that this was going to be resistance, but and for several reasons. Number one, when you see a large spread for the EMA and price, like you haven't seen it tapped since early mid-May, usually the first tap of this area is going to be like pretty solid resistance in my experience. Unless there's like a big gap in price. Like if there is a big gap in price and the EMA, then there usually will be like a pretty big resistance area in general, at least on the first tap. What you'll eventually see is you'll see price kind of like consolidating, and then you'll see the EMAs kind of do something like this, where like it'll just kind of start moving with price, and that's what I expect here too. Is for the EMA to start tightening up, but for now it's like a pretty solid resistance area. If you looked at my video yesterday, you'll see that I had a plan of entering around 37K or so. 37.5 to 36K is my area of interest. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, my plan of it being an SR level and very close to the point of control of volume profile for this entire range. Like you'll see this entire range since the early mid-May. And this is the point of control, like around this area, around 36.5K-ish area, or a little higher. This is where buyers and sellers like to transact. This is where there is a lot of volume around this price level. In addition to that, there's also a lot of confluence with the 0.5 and 0.382 fibs. And these are areas that I am looking at for entries. So my overall plan is still to bid the 36 to 37K area. Price could absolutely nuke lower, especially if like there's some bad macro news, like with the Fed stuff going on today. So I'm just going to keep a close eye on it. Like my stop is going to be below. It's going to be a pretty tight stop. I already mapped out the trade before, but it was going to be below this 35K area, like kind of be like a little below that. So this is kind of like my overall trade setup though, was like entry around 37K or so, and then like a stop below. So yeah, that's kind of like my overall plan for Bitcoin in the short term, is to bid 36 to 37,000, and I have orders all throughout those levels. If we're looking at higher time frame charts, I believe that Bitcoin is still going to hit 45,000 in the next few weeks. And there's a lot of reasons for this. I mean, if you look at some of the other recent videos I had talking about like how long it takes for lows to form, it's like this is completely normal. After like such a big move, you'll see price chop around for a while. This is still completely normal. Like I mean, people are freaking the fuck out. Could Fed have bad news, and could there be very, very ugly stuff? Yeah, absolutely. And if that's the case, then we probably will see something like 35 or whatever, and I'll just get stopped out. But for me right now, this is still like a resistance area that has been tapped multiple times around 40K. Price couldn't break above it and is now deviating lower, but I still believe that this is the short-term bottom. So unless there's some really, really nasty news, I don't know what that could be, like huge rates being raised or something like that. Like it would really surprise me if price nuked below like these lows around 30K. Like I would be very, very, very surprised. Like to me, as I've said the last few weeks, liquidity is higher in my opinion. I still strongly feel that like 45 to 50,000 is like the next level up, and yeah, that's really like I still feel pretty strongly about that. I still feel that that's like the next big move up. Uh, if price goes below 30K, then that's going to be very surprising to me. But I guess never say never, and I'll keep my stops pretty tight and just evaluate it when price gets there. But to me, this still seems that like I'm still targeting like $50,000. That's like the honest truth. So. Looking to hopefully get filled and then hopefully see price eventually break this resistance area around 40.7K. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on Bitcoin right now. Like I'm still like in the very, very short term, I don't really know. I mean, it could go to 37. Like I'm hoping 36 to 37 holds. That's kind of like my area of interest in the very, very short term. But like in terms of like maybe a few weeks or so, I still think that 45 to 50,000 will get tapped. Like to me, it just seems like a lot of liquidity is up there, and we already nuked so many people on the way down. Now, with that said, like if we do hit 50,000, I don't know what's going to happen after that. Like, price could go like up to like 50,000 and then like just start nuking down like lower. That's entirely possible. But like I honestly I don't know what's going to happen after 50. Like I think a full reversal would be very unlikely. Like it could maybe even push up to like 55,000 or maybe even a little higher, but to me that seems less likely. Like a lower high is almost certainly guaranteed in my opinion, like in the short term. Like all this area should be resistance, and this area will also have some resistance as well. So I do believe that these two areas will be resistance levels, and I would be surprised if price broke through there on the first go. After it hits 45 to 55,000, I don't know where it's going to go. All bets are off at that point. Like, at that point, maybe we just like go all the way down to 20,000. I honestly have no idea, but I'm hopeful that like these lows are the overall macro lows, and that we see something like this maybe, and we just chop around. Like and I've had this like kind of idea for a while. It was just kind of hit something like this, like higher lows and lower highs, like just some sort of consolidation like situation where we just chop between 30 to 55,000 for the next few months. And if that happens, then I think that everything will look a lot better and a lot healthier for Q4 of 2021. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on Bitcoin. Like all that matters right now is Bitcoin, because like what Bitcoin is doing, it's really moving the rest of the market. Like altcoins are all getting kind of smashed, I believe. Yep, it's like all pretty ugly in general. And yeah, it's like this is like my overall thoughts on Bitcoin. I think that the next big move is still 45 to 50. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and check out some of the trade setups too that I talked about yesterday, because those are still valid in my opinion. Like those are the ones that I'm targeting. So good luck.